understanding that possessions play a factor in not only these games but playoff games. You guys won the offensive rebound record by 15-1. You guys beat the out rebounded them, and you created turnovers. How important is that not only for these games but also into the future?
It's huge, especially when you got your second leading rebounder out the game. Isaac was a hell of a rebounder for us. For us to step up without those guys, it's huge. In a game like that, we know if they want to go small, we got to be able to punish them. And on the boards, Jay has been phenomenal as he always is. I think it was a group effort. Tristan coming in, being ready, staying ready. It's the vet he is. That's why he's out there. So for us, those are the little things that win games. Shots are going to be shots, whatever. But we defended and did what we need to do.
You've praised the depth of this team for the entire season. You talked about it. Tristan coming in, Jalen Tyson playing big minutes. Those two guys had a big impact on tonight. Can you speak on how they were able to change the game?
Yeah, man. TT's always going to be ready. He's a champion. He's won at a high level. We have no doubt every night what he can bring. But Jalen coming in is huge. Confidently shooting the three, pushing the break, getting on the boards, shot faking in the paint, being composed, drawing the foul, knocking down the free throws. Offensive rebounding, all the little things. Be at the top of the zone, being active. That's what we're going to need from him. We talked about him a lot during camp. And he's continuing when he gets his opportunity, he's going to be always ready. And it's great to see that, especially against a team like that, a contender like them. So for him to continue to build, it also builds trust. And the coaching staff to put him out there, for us to go out there, but we all trust him. And it's great to see him continuing to develop and grow and be himself.
What do you think about Dean guarding KD?
Man, Dean does it all. He's quiet. He doesn't talk about himself much. But for him, he can guard whoever. He's in there helping us rebound. He's in there making it tough. KD's KD. I think he shot 9 of 15, 9 of 17. But it was tough. It wasn't like we were in the gaps. Doing what we need to do. And for him, I'm just pissed off he didn't dunk it. I said it to Serena earlier. He only dunks once every 30 days. So I guess the Minnesota one was his January one. We'll see what happens in February. But it's just great to see him continuing to be himself and be who he needs to be.
How important was it for you guys to have a defensive performance like this against the top 10 offense?
Huge. I think for us, just continuing those. I talk about tests and challenges all year. It's just another one of those. Especially against a team with two, of the best scorers in the NBA. Continue to show them a crowd, getting the contest, making it tough. And then also, obviously we know we can be with Evan on the floor, but being able to do it without Ev, builds the confidence of us. It shows that we can continuously do, whether it's myself, it's Max, it's George, it's Dean, it's Ty, it's Sam, whoever it may be, continuing to do that because we know what we got when Ev's here. We know how great we can be, but for us to just continuously, DG as well, that continuously shows the depth of our group, to communicate, to be there for each other, so it's huge.
Kenny was talking about how deliberate he is with minutes. He's not afraid to make substitutions, even when you guys are on a run and things like that. But when you're able to get separation in these games, just how big is that for not only you individually, but just collectively as a team to make his job easier as far as managing minutes and keeping you guys fresh?
Yes, it is. I'm trying. You see, I'm trying to, I think, you said substitutions. Yeah, I think it's huge. I think, also, my first 5 years in Utah, Quinn and Kenny remind me of the same each other. They're very, doesn't matter what's going on. This is the time you come into the point where my family, when I was in Utah, would go get food every time I come out because they knew, all right, this is what I'm coming in. I think it lets you get warm as a bench guy, lets you get warm, lets you know as a guy on the floor. It's always continuously, understanding that there is a rotation. It's also trust. You don't do that if you don't trust everybody on the roster. We all trust it. There's no pout and there's none of that, when guys come out because the next guy's coming to bring this. But it also helps in the body, on the mind. When you're, I think it was 29 tonight. Obviously, would everyone want to play 40 minutes? Yeah, for sure. Everybody want to play 40 minutes of basketball. But understanding that this is the long game, and the fact that we're doing it this way is fantastic. It's amazing. But we got to continue to just keep being us and continue to keep trusting Kenny, which we all are, and he trusts us as well.
You had 30 in the 3 out of your last 4. Do you feel like you're getting back into your own groove?
I'm just doing, what's called for. I think for me, I hear that a lot. the old groove. I think, we are infatuated with the points. You know what I mean? Especially because that's been what I've been my whole career. But I think I've made it a point. I think we've all made it a point to whatever the game calls for. You know what I mean? I think continue to be efficient. I didn't like the game I had tonight, to be honest. I didn't feel like it was my best performance, at least on the offensive side. You know, but just continue to be aggressive. But like I said, like, you know, anybody on this roster can go get 25 and 30 for me. Just continue to be aggressive. It may not always be 30 points, you know, and I think, you know, betting has messed it up because that's probably what I hear from everybody every damn day, but I really don't care. And, you know, we're winning. We're the best team in the league. So for me, just continue to do what the game calls for. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, that was the first thing you said to me post game was the efficiency thing for you. So I'm just curious, like when you look down at the stat sheet after a game,
So many
what
shots.
is it? What is an efficient night then for you? Like what's the percentage?
Well,
of the all right.
I mean, you know, this year I'm taking about 17, 18, 16 whatever shots a game. Like, we continue to be efficient.
Lucky you ain't here today. Yeah.
I think he heard. I think he heard, bro.
Peter, I've been asking for him.
Yeah, like, you know, for me, just always find a way. Like, yeah, you could look and say, oh, you had 33 or
Does
whatever.
anybody
But
have any questions from the fans to ask Donovan?
you want to speak on it, or okay?
I'll wait till I see him.
All right.
Tell him I've been asking for him. That's what's on here.
An efficient night.
Inefficient night, thank you. Yes. You know, for me, I'm always going to push myself to be great. You know, you could look at this night and be like, okay, you know, yeah, I did, you know, I had a pretty good game. No, like, you know, my goal is to be as efficient as possible. You know, take better shots, you know, different things. I'm always going to be critical of myself, you know that, more so than anybody else, you know, but that's just always been my role. You know, I don't have an exact number to be like, oh yeah, it's this, but like understanding that tonight, you know, it was a good night, but I can be much better, you know, and just continue to push myself. That's how I've gotten to be where I am. That's how I am for this group. And like I said, it's not always going to be, you know, 30. Some nights it is, some nights it's not. Some nights it may be 40, 50, whatever it may be, but continue to be efficient in all aspects. And tonight I felt like offensively I took some tough ones that, you know, took away from other guys. I got to be better.
You said, I was just going to ask the same thing. You said you didn't like your offensive game. Was it just efficiency, or was there more to it?
I think it was just the level of shots. You know what I mean? The shots I took weren't the greatest tonight, or the decisions I should make. Not necessarily shots, but decisions. You know, just being better. And, you know, y'all may look too deep into this, but I'm always, you know, a stickler for that. You know, this is probably the first time I really say it as much as I am out loud, but that's just how I've always been. Especially now, you know, continuing to take that step and be that guy. You know, I want to continue to, you know, better myself. And nights like tonight, you can point to a lot of positives. No one really likes my mom. Damn sure doesn't like when I talk about all the negatives, but like that's just who I am. That's just how I continue to be. But you know, that's just like I said, for this group, I'm going to continue to find ways to be better. And I'll be better than Houston.